Playing a really good football team this week. All right, it's a team who won 7 of their last 8 last year, and they played South Carolina toe to toe. Had 2 punts blocked that changed the game. North Carolina, they got the lead heading into the fourth quarter. I think Carolina scored with 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. All right, but they have a lead. They beat Army. They dominated ULM in a lot of respects, but had a punt blocked and threw an interception for a touchdown at the end of the game. This team, they're going to come in here ready to play. And they've been in big stadiums before and all that good stuff. They're a physical football team that prides themselves on running the football. They got a very athletic quarterback that can run and throw. He throws the deep ball very well, the up and down go ball. But they got a real good perimeter game because they run the ball up inside and they try to get you to commit, and then they can throw the quick ones out there to the smokes and and then all of a sudden they get you to overcommit and they throw a bait off of that, and they throw option, tower, which is sort of a misdirection outside play. They're really good at the naked game, the misdirection game. So they do a lot of things really, really well. Number 2 is a great receiver. The up and down ball, the go ball, he's extremely effective, and then he can snap it down at 10 or 15. Got a lot of catches, but they got weapons. They got a 6'4" receiver from Central Florida on the other side, and the slot had a huge game against Carolina. Had about 130 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. So they've had a few injuries on the offensive line. The running back is the leading rusher in school history. One of their top backs got hurt early in the year, and he scored a lot of points. On defense, quite a few interceptions, 3 down front, run the ball well. So our team, what we've done, really, we've done something nobody in the history of football has ever done. We transitioned to FBS in 1 year. We played a full FBS schedule. Okay, I love it when I hear people say, well, this team won 8 their first year. Well, yeah, they played half FCS and half FBS, or I'd have loved to have had 85 scholarships my first year. Well, we don't have 85, and, you played 2 years of FCS and FBS teams. We played a full FBS schedule. So this is an opportunity for us this Saturday to put another feather in our cap, and today was really kind of the first day we've been out to practice because our Mondays are always very light, and yesterday because of weather we had to go to the indoor and had to split the offense and the defense, and it's basically a glorified walkthrough when you go up there. So we have a lot of things to clean up from tonight's practice that we got to get right before tomorrow. So I feel like we're playing a little bit of catch up right now in preparation for this game on Saturday.
Looking back at the ODU game, what did you kind of take away the most after you were able to sit down and watch the film?
I mean, it was a long time ago, really. We made a lot of mistakes. We didn't have good ball security on offense. We got a lot of very fortunate bounces. Our rush lanes were horrible. We played hard. We made a lot of plays, but we made a lot of mistakes that a really good team could capitalize on.
And then you guys will have the sticker on the back of your helmet this weekend. How did that kind of come about? Since a lot of the teams around the state are going to have that too.
Well, that's a real tragedy there, and our hearts go out to the victims and families and friends of the victims, this is a way to show support. This comes from a higher pay grade than me. But I mean, it's something that we all support fully, death's a part of life, but you don't like to see it happen like that at such a young age because of an act of violence like that.
Coach, talk a little bit about their offense and what they try and do. Is it different than really anything else you've seen this year?
Yeah, it is, and studied them a lot in the off season. A lot of inside zone. Got head coach there, he's a tough guy, old line coach. He's gonna coach that play as well as it can be coached. All the little intricacies of it to create some seams and gaps for their running backs, and then some RPOs, quick throws off of that, and then once you start to overcommit inside, they've got everything outside to get the ball in space. So they're playing up tempo. They've run 100 plays I think in the last game even. But their play count's really high, and so you got to be ready for the tempo. And then, I think ideally they'd love to throw it 20 to 25 times, but there's been some games that have been in the high 20s and 30s, and that's probably not their comfort zone.
And how about Granger, the quarterback? Obviously, he can run the football, and he's been dangerous throughout the entire year. Is he similar to Malik Cunningham a couple weeks ago, or is it different offenses that you have to try and defend?
No, I think he's a little different. He probably plays a little bit more within the system, not quite as much improvising. He's really got nice touch on the go ball. And we played against him when I was at Elon. He was a freshman then. Second game of the year, we waxed those guys pretty good. He was at Furman then. But he's really developed as a quarterback, and they're featuring his strengths in this offense. He's very dangerous as a runner. He can go the distance on you. And he makes good decisions in the pass game, and a pretty accurate guy too.
You talked earlier this year about needing to develop that depth in the first year of the FBS and not having 85 scholarship guys. But what does last week kind of do, getting guys like Kai Holmes and Aiden Fisher on the field, that as far as developing depth for years forward? Well,
it's been guys like that we need to develop. That like Kai Holmes probably missed 6 games because of injury. And then you just don't step on the practice field the next week and be ready to play football. It don't work that way, especially for a young guy. And Aiden Fisher had missed the previous game because of an illness. So getting those guys on the field is a plus without question. You're seeing more and more younger guys on the field. And we got a lot of good young players here that have exciting futures.
And then Saturday post-game, Todd said that, the win made his ankle feel a little better. How has he kind of progressed since Saturday?
Yeah, he practiced today. He's ahead of schedule. We tried to take the quarterback runs off of him a little bit today, gave him to Alonzo. He could have done them, but he threw the ball very well. No issues moving around. I expect him to be pretty close to 100% Saturday.
With such a deep receiving room like Georgia State has, where does a guy like Francis Meehan fit in, and how he's been adjusting, and where his playing style could be an asset for you guys on Saturday?
Well, he took over when Sam Kidd got hurt. So, he's got a job to do like everybody else has. So Francis Meehan's strengths are he's extremely smart. He's a very quick thinker. He's a great communicator. He's a very reactive football player. He's extremely dependable. He studies. He prepares. He has good hands and good ball skills. He's got good speed. And he's improved quite a bit as a tackler, which was the one area from last year he had to improve on a little bit. So he's playing a lot of snaps for us right now. And, like everybody else, he's got a job to do. He's not always – very rarely will he be in man coverage against a wide receiver. Normally he's going to be in a zone type of coverage or in a deep middle of the field.
For you as a head coach, what is it like to see these guys that have been in the system for years, like Francis or James Carpenter, and kind of step into their roles this year and, play a lot of snaps and play them at a pretty high level? Those
are the great stories, I think. Are the guys that come in as walk-ons, not very highly recruited, not offered any money to come in, that love football, persistent, great work ethic, just grind, and they're overlooked in the recruiting process, and they become players. And Carpenter, right away we knew would be a good player. Sam Kidd, the only thing that held him back early in his career was injury. And, Francis sticks with it, and now, he's a starter. And there's others. So, it tells you that in recruiting, people make a lot of mistakes because, you look at that tape and everybody's looking for size, speed, and all this good stuff, right? And but it's hard to measure a guy's heart.
And then against ODU, it seemed like you shuffled the O-line a little bit and put Toner back in. What did you kind of like about kind of changing up the look like that?
Yeah, what we did was, Nick Kidwell came back, and Tyler Stevens had been playing right tackle, so we made Tyler the right guard, and we rotated. We moved Potts and Toner over to the left side and rotated those two guys, and it worked out well. I like the way our line has developed. They're all back next season, and I like the long-term sort of projection. I think we're adding quality guys there. We're developing guys, and it's all about recruiting and development. And of course, in this day and age with NIL, it's about retention too.
I guess to follow up on that, how does a guy like Josh Toner change the look on the offensive line? You talk about switching him and Potts out against ODU. What does he bring that maybe Potts doesn't bring to the line in that sense?
I think to me, it's about what they both bring, not what one doesn't bring. If you're a good football player and you can help us play winning football at any position on this football team, you're going to play. We're going to find snaps and minutes for you, because the more guys you can play, the fresher you're going to be. So this was more of a thing about Toner developing, and we needed to get him on the field.
So taking a look back at ODU and how special teams did, watching the tape, what are some of the things that you've seen with the special teams you didn't really progress with? I know Camden, we talked about on Saturday, had a great game, but how have you kind of seen this unit, get really confident and stay together?
It was nice to get a decisive win against ODU, and kind of started with our field goal kicker. The 44-yarder he hit, there was pretty significant wind on that one, and it was on the hash that he least prefers. And our other units performed really well, in that game also. So, and the more guys we get back from injury, the better our teams will become. And that's been sort of the problem there for a few weeks, is we had just so many guys out. You lose. One game, 3 of our top 5 linebackers didn't make the trip. And normally when you look at special teams, linebackers, safeties, guys like that. So, there was a period of time where we were really thin there.
What is it like for you as a coach to kind of see a kicker like Camden, who's in his first year actually kicking field goals, start off pretty rocky, but his last 7 kicks, he's made 6 of them, and the one miss was the 52-yarder at Louisville?
No question about it. Hey, look, we're in this business to help people succeed and create an environment where they can be the best they can be. And when you see a guy maybe that, I'm not going to say he struggled, but, he missed a couple kicks. He came in, he's kicking for Ethan Rackey, who was sort of the greatest kicker that had ever kicked here. So there was probably some pressure, and when he missed a couple early, I'm sure he doubt could creep in there. But, he has stuck with it, and it's great to see him kicking them right down the middle, playing with a lot of confidence.
Explore the great outdoors with the all-new Charlie Oball RV and Outdoor Superstore. You've got to see it to believe it. Come shop our mega showroom located off I-81 and I-64 in Stanton. Hundreds of new and pre-owned campers of all sizes in stock and ready for making memory. New campers like the Keystone Hideout starting as low as $175 per month. It's the only store you need to visit for the latest deals on fishing, hunting, electric golf carts, electric bikes, and all the best outdoor apparel. Visit CharlieOballRV.com or stop by and start camping. And God bless America.
Hello, Queen City. Headed to Charlotte? SHD can take you there and beyond. Our new airline partnership will enable Valley travelers to make seamless connections beyond Charlotte on American Airlines, along with smooth baggage transfers to your final destination. With the highest level of customer service, plus all-leather seating and expanded legroom in every row, you're in for VIP travel experience with Contour Airlines. Visit ContourAirlines.com to book your next flight and experience the SHD difference.